Okay, so just come out of The Lion King. Forgive me if you've got a lot of noise in the background. The only way I can do this review is while driving with the air conditioning on, because I'm not sitting in a car with 38 centigrade doing a review melting. But anyway, yes, The Lion King. Really enjoyed it. The Lion King, the original, 1994, is my #1 all-time favourite Disney animated movie. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, well, don't keep doing these CGI remakes. You're ruining their childhood and that kind of thing. But the thing you look at it is that nothing's ever going to happen with the original movies. They will always be your favourite movies. Nothing will ever happen. These are just like accompaniments, updated versions of them that will sit side by side with the originals. And the thing about this film is, it is a photorealistic fest. It is. The sheer brilliance and genius behind everything of the designs of this movie and the sound is absolutely immaculate. It is a masterpiece of technical expertise, and I cannot fault the guys at Disney for the hours and hours that they've spent making this look as beautiful as possible, and it does. It is mind-blowingly amazing the way that it looks. But the main thing is, does the story stack up to the original? It's very enjoyable. It's an enjoyable movie, but it doesn't have as much heart as the original had. And you have to think that when Disney created the original Lion King, there's hundreds and hundreds of people working tirelessly, hours and hours, weeks, months, with paper and pencil to get the movie the way that it was. And that shows you how much heart there is in the original movie, because they put blood, sweat and tears into every single frame of the original movie. I'm not saying that they didn't the same with this, but after the guys have finished with the tinkering and all that, and you stick it in a computer and render it, that's it. So whereas with the original you've got everybody from, you know, the colorists, and I won't go on, but that's what's so special about the original. And the thing about this film, now there's an app going around at the moment called FaceApp. I know, I've tried it, loads of people have tried it, and this movie has kind of been rendered in FaceApp. Yeah, no. What I mean is, you take the original 1994 movie, you stick it in FaceApp, and you know you've got options to like de-age somebody or age them. Yeah, my aging doesn't look good. Well, there's a button. You have to imagine there's a button in there that says render CGI. So you put the original film in, press the render CGI, and this is what comes out. That's as closest I can explain, because it is almost shot for shot identical to the original movie. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just I was expecting something a little bit extra, maybe change the story up a little bit, because we know how the original story goes, so maybe add a few things in. Now the characters are fantastic. Mufasa, oh my god, James Earl Jones, thank God for James Earl Jones, because you cannot have the Lion King without his booming voice. There are other great voice characters in here as well, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Beyonce and Seth Rogen, and that's just touching the surface. Timon and Pumbaa probably are the highlight of this film for me, and to be perfectly honest, I can actually see them having a series of movies on the new Disney Plus platform. I can see it now. The Adventures of Timon and Pumbaa. It's gonna happen, alongside, you know, the Marvel ones and the Star Wars ones. My cinema screening was absolutely packed. It's probably helped by the fact that it's 38 centigrade and people just wanted to get out of the heat into a cool air-conditioned cinema. But there were a lot of very young children. I'm talking 3 or 4, plus some babies. And some of the scenes are not child-friendly. And during the stampede scene, there were a few screaming, crying young babies or young kids going through this traumatic scene. So even though it was a PG and at the front it says mild threat and everything and violence, I think parents need to think a little bit before actually taking very young children to see this film, because it is dark. It is a dark film and quite violent and aggressive. So yes, think twice. The one thing that was missing from the film, which I was a little bit disappointed about, I know you've got to update it for a modern market. That's what these Disney updated movies are for. But I missed Elton John. You can't really have The Lion King without Elton John songs. It's the same as having Flash Gordon without the Queen music. It just don't work. They go hand in hand. But other than that, I would say the film pretty good. And with these new Disney live action movies, some are hits, some are misses. You get the recent Dumbo, which didn't really strike a chord with the audiences. They changed it up a little bit too much. And then you get the Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast, which do really work. So it's 50-50. And what's good about this version is it's ideal for newcomers to the Lion King franchise and a younger audience that are not really into the 2D pencil and paper animation that they've been brought up with. They've been brought up with CGI and photorealistic and that kind of thing. You put a child in front of a 2D animation and they'll probably say it looks too flat. But yes, all in all, yeah, I did enjoy it. Did I enjoy it as much as the original? Probably not. The original still is the classic. It's still my #1 Disney animated movie of all time. This was kind of like its slightly weaker cousin. But I did enjoy it, and I really did enjoy it. I did see it in 2D. Unfortunately, there were no 3D showings of the time that I was going. But I look forward to hopefully picking up either the standard 3D edition when it comes out. Hopefully Disney is still doing it. Or even the Blue Fans when that eventually comes out, and watching 3D, because I think the 3D will bring some really good elements to it, and I think it would look really good, especially at 3D in the home. So how would I rate The Lion King, the 2019 edition? Okay, on a technical aspect, it's got to be a 10. Total, absolute 10. You cannot go wrong with it. It is a masterpiece of technical brilliance. For the rest of it, the story, the characters, how it stacks up against the original, I'm gonna go with an 8. I would still watch it, but if I was presented with the original 94 movie and the 2019 movie to watch, it would be the 94 movie any day. But I still enjoyed this movie and I look forward to owning it in my collection. So I hope you enjoyed my review of The Lion King 2019. Let me know your thoughts about the film if you've seen it. Stick down in the comments if you thought it was good, if you thought it was bad, what you think of the new Disney wave of live action movies and how it stacks up, and are we going to get to see all 50 plus? Like the video, share it, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. And hopefully the next video, it'll be much cooler. Bye.